All right, ready?
Yes.
We're gonna try it.
Okay, we're recording. That's okay. It was not imperative to this being awesome. Here
All right, I'll give it one more shot. You ready? Whether you believe in ghosts or not, the amount of people who claim to have an experience with a ghost is undeniable. The situations in which people encounter ghosts are as unique as the spirits themselves. Some people say that they see their loved ones after they have died, presumably coming back to deliver a message or to say a final goodbye. Other people see spirits of people they have never met before, who could be connected to the living through a common bond, such as a location. Other people claim to have experiences with ghosts that are not human spirits, but demons. Obviously, some of these encounters are friendly, some are dangerous, and many are in between.
Hi, I'm Josh Olgeen, and I've been at Elma for 6 years.
Hi, I'm Olivia Brown, and I'm a freshman.
Hi, I'm Kate Wiltz, and I'm a sophomore.
Hi, I'm Shelby Schroeder, and I'm a freshman.
What was your experience in the Heritage Center?
All right, here we go. I have two. One of them was a show I was doing a running crew for called Months on End, and it was final dress night. There's this sort of tradition in the theater here that if the ghost of this theater likes the show, he'll mess with it in some way on final dress.
Is that every show?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, that's actually a little bit of probably unknown folklore for you guys. Pass it on. It's a fun story. But this night they had this they had a light that was focused in on the month of March, and it was this big backdrop that hung over the set. March kept falling down. Like, people kept going up there and tightening it down, and it would just drop every time it had to come on. Not before, just it comes on, it would hang on it for like about 3 seconds, and then it would drop down. Thank you, Ghost.
Aw, yeah.
It's the ghost.
It's not the wiring, because
Yay!
Okay, well,
That was weird.
Okay, did we lose any of that, or no? All right.
Cool.
Okay.
So we were interrupted by the ghost, but we're back.
Freaked me out.
Weird things do happen around this space. I will say that. Can't explain all of them. I don't necessarily believe in ghosts, but more weird things happen in this theater than in most other places I've been in.
My personal experience was I was ASMing, assistant stage managing, and I was sitting next to Matt Crossman for dancing at Lunasa, and we were just sitting there listening to what was going on, and then all of a sudden we just heard like walking over there, and it was really weird, and I just wrote down like ghost, and the guy and Matt was like, I don't know.
My experience was last year, my freshman year, at the APO sleepover. And me, Rachel Markley, and Suzette Bebalagua were playing in the tunnels with the Ouija board. And we had started talking to a female spirit. She wouldn't give us her name, and it was just a little conversation. She wouldn't really talk to us that much. So we decided to go up in the cats, because we kept hearing noises. So we decided to go up in the cats. And then we started talking to the theater ghost, and we kept hearing noises in the cats, and it was freaking us out. So we asked him if it was safe for us to be up there, and he said no. And then we asked him, should we get downstairs? And he said yes. And so we were like, okay, thanks, bye. And then we just booked it downstairs. So then the rest of the night, there was just noises, and we all like slept in a big group.
another time I had to go get the first aid kit because I had splinters in my hand from work, and I had to take those out. And I didn't know where the one was in the shop, so Matt Crossman was just like, all right, go up in the cats. So I went up, and I walked up that way, and when I got up to the cats, I felt like someone was right behind me. It wasn't like someone was like a couple steps, like literally like on the back of my heels, like right behind me.
I believe it's haunted only because I've had experiences with the ghost. I've heard footsteps over there. The lights have turned on and off in the tunnel for me. I actually saw a head peek out over Cat 2 once when I was sleeping here. But those are all little things that could have been just tricks of my imagination or anything like that. But since I was haunted, only because I've had experiences with the ghost. I heard footsteps over there. The lights have turned on and off in the tunnel.
On October 4th,
I actually saw a hand peek
1992,
out over
during
that, too.
construction of the new Performing Arts building on Alma College's campus,
But those
tragedy
are
struck.
all little things that
Two
could
men
have
that
been
were
just tricks
laying
of my
bricks atop
imagination or
scaffolding
anything like that. But
43
since I'm a
feet in the
believer,
air
it
fell
just
when the
caused me
plywood
to-
beneath them snapped.
I wanted
One
to
of the
do
men
an
died at the
investigation
scene,
here for
and the other passed on a short while later at the local hospital. No one knows what exactly went wrong, and construction on the building was delayed. But in October of 1993, the Heritage Center opened to its new music, theater, and dance residence. But rumors still circulate that we're not the only ones here.
There are residual hauntings and there are non-residual hauntings. Of the non-residual kind, you can have ones that are aware of the people in the space and can interact with them and their environment. And there's also the kind that are totally unaware and are just moving about, going about their business. Residual hauntings is basically when time replays over and over. Usually an event or a person's death can actually replay over and over again.
For our group, ghost hunting is about exploring rumors of a haunting and possibly making a connection. After hearing so many stories of run-ins with a spirit, we had to see for ourselves if there was truth behind the stories. So we grabbed our cameras, flashlights, digital recorder, and a Ouija board, and spent the night in the Strohsacker Theater.
I definitely believe in ghosts and believe that things can be haunted, based on what I've seen in my own life, my own experiences. I'm also, at the same time, a Christian and a very religious person, which a lot of people, I guess, wouldn't really think that those would go together, I guess, but I think that if you're gonna believe in existence in this life, in this world, as a person of faith, you believe in life beyond this just as strongly, and if a person maybe doesn't have the same transition that everybody else does and sort of gets left behind, I don't see anything that's not plausible about that. So,
I mean, we're all three believers in whatever this is, and I guess my take on that is if there's a spirit that's going to make itself known, it's going to make itself known whether we have $5,000 cameras or $200 cameras. And I'm just going to say right now to whoever ends up watching this, I am scared and I do not want to do this at all.
and I would like to say that we are not forcing him
No, they're not
to do
forcing
anything.
me. But yeah, I have never been anywhere around a Ouija board, nor have I ever had any kind of desire. I do not watch ghost-related films or any of that, and maybe that's just paranoia, but this is going to be an interesting night for me.
Ouija boards have been used for years as tools for the living and the dead to communicate with each other. The earliest recorded use of a Ouija board was in China in 1100 BC. Ever since, those fascinated with the paranormal have used these boards for communication with the dead. And while many try to discredit the Ouija board, its simple design and dramatic result make it one of the most popular and widely used ghost hunting items. We brought one along on our hunt, and we're all pretty surprised by what we learned from it.
And if you have anything to say, you see this little red light? Just come talk into this little red light and say whatever you need to, and we'll hear it.
Is that safe?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, just to kind of explain, just to recap, so we obviously used the Ouija board, and first I didn't want to mess with it, and then just kind of got impatient and didn't seem to be doing anything, so I put my finger on there, and it kept going back to the letter B, and the pointy end kept pointing towards me, so I thought maybe, I don't know, it was like calling me out, and I was supposed to try it by myself, so I did, and it didn't really move at all, and then it moved the word no, And I feel like I didn't push it, but I don't know. I was telling the girls, like, I could never 100% know for sure that when all three of our hands are on it, that one of them isn't pushing it. All I know is that I'm not pushing it, technically. So I thought if only my hands were on it, and I did feel like it moved on its own. Maybe subconsciously I was moving it.
EVP stands for Electronic Voice Phenomena, and it refers to the voices of the dead appearing on recording devices. EVP recordings are often useful to ghost hunts, as they offer the spirits yet another way to communicate with the living. During an EVP recording session, people may hear a ghost out loud, or they may hear complete silence until they listen to their tapes and find a voice on their recordings. Because we wanted as many ways for a spirit to communicate with us as possible, we decided to set up an EVP recording session during our ghost hunt.
Is there anyone here that would like to communicate with us?
Is it 3?
Almost.
And? I don't either.
You want to go?
I'm good.
You good? What's that beeping? Hey?
Do you want to go?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
So we're calling it a night.
Oh my god, that was scary. Shit! It's just bleeding. Oh it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Oh my god. Are you alright? Yeah, I'm good. Thank you.
Ready? I'm gonna save us all. Alright.
Yeah, that's not.
Okay, so in summary, we came in here to do a dead time. In fact, it's right now dead time, which kind of makes me nervous.
A little bit.
It's like 5 after 3.
Yeah. We went up to the catwalks, right dead center of the second cat, to do a Ouija board session at a time. And as soon as we got set up and put the board on our knees, Megan and I touched it, and it immediately began to move quite deliberately, as opposed to the nonsense from before.
And we weren't asking questions. It was just bump, bump, bump. Like,
It's spelled near, and then E-G, something, something. By then, we were hearing a strange beeping noise, which I would like to note is not happening anymore.
and we haven't heard it
Since.
before.
No, we didn't hear it before,
That is true.
haven't heard it since.
And it sounded as if it was coming from a weird spot, like right
It was
above,
over there.
like,
It was, yeah.
it sounded, but it wasn't above like a walk or something. It sounded like it was coming from like a place where
Yeah.
there wasn't floor, there wasn't like a light, like something that could.
And I've never heard that noise before.
It was kind of a beep, kind of like,
A ting.
yeah.
Yeah.
Too soon to tell if it's actually haunted. I definitely think this place is creepy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think at least we can understand why there are claims of evidence here. Because there's definitely a really weird feeling.
Vibe, like you walk into the room from the hallway and there's just
Something's weird.
like a heaviness, yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like I'm perfectly okay with the fact that it is witching hour and the lights are all on and we're sitting here now. But I do, and I'm not saying I want to go back and redo it, but I do kind of feel like there's unfinished business in the sense of like,
Yeah.
we didn't actually make witching hour. I feel like we kind of psyched ourselves out.
That's probably very true.
And I mean, it was creepy up there, for sure.
But I think also the fact that we sat down here a couple hours before trying to egg it on whatever with the Ouija board at the table, and then we were up there for maybe 3 minutes
Less
before we had to
than.
come down. I think that says a lot too. Just
I really don't know how I feel about all this. I definitely still believe in spirits and things, but again, they're not things that I ever want to mess with or feel the need to have knowledge of. And I don't know. I don't know if I'm proud of myself or what, but I stuck it out with the two champs here. I put my hand on the Ouija board by myself.
Yeah, by himself.
And I think this whole thing's kind of a faith-based thing. I pray to God we don't actually like get something horrible on film, but that's kind of what you need. You're always going to have skeptics, so.
I don't think the Heritage Center is haunted. I think that crazy stuff happens in big old buildings, and that it's a convenient and fun thing to blame it on with ghosts. And I think it gives especially college students who are like exploring and searching and don't necessarily want to get rid of their spirituality, it gives them something else that's a bit more neutral and isn't so charged with political things to believe in, and kind of help them hold on to that and that stuff that they learned from it when they were children, without making them commit too much one way or another to some sort of religious affiliation.
That's actually a really good way to put it. Like, it's really fun. It kind of keeps you connected to your childhood.
Yeah. It gives you something to believe in, and that's really important.
I don't think it's haunted in the negative way that haunted usually brings, but I believe that there are spirits kind of chilling, just waiting, wanting to interact with us. And
I believe that it's haunted, not bad, because I don't believe in bad ghosts, but I believe that there are spirits here. I mean, I think there's spirits everywhere.
Our experiences in the Strosacker Theater were definitely spooky, but do they actually prove anything? In the end, people believe what they want to believe. For some people, proof must be a scientific fact, but for others, proof can be as simple as intuition. So, it is up to each individual to decide for themselves whether or not ghosts are real, and whether or not a ghost has taken up residence in the Strosacker Theater. If you're still on the fence about this haunting, maybe you should spend a night in the theater for yourself. You might be surprised by what you encounter.